Hey everybody, this is Zach with Permaculture Solutions. In this video, I'm going to talk about the role of dogs in permaculture systems and how we can actually observe the patterns of nature to find out these roles. And I'm also going to give some tactics on incorporating them into your system. So that's coming up next. This is my dog Zoidberg. I had to show him in this video, but okay, so the first thing I want to talk about in relation to dogs and permaculture systems is observing nature. So when you look at nature, you've got wolves, you've got hyenas, you've got coyotes, but the one thing they all have in common is that they're predators. And so that means that all animals, or the majority of animals, are scared of them because they are predators and they'll kill them, so they're scared of them. And that can translate into a permaculture system. If you're on a larger scale, you can use them as herders because, you know, livestock will be scared of them. You can herd them that way and train them. You can also use them as protection for your livestock, you know, protecting your sheep and your chickens, and they're really good for that as well. But you know, that also can scale down and translate into an urban permaculture system for the same reason, for protection. And this works because animals, again, are scared of dogs, and they can actually, you know, just their scent alone, their pee around the property will keep them away from the property. Like, I haven't seen any rabbits here, any raccoons or opossums, and I know they're in the area, but they don't come near my property because my dogs pee around it all the time, and they know they're here and they're scared of them and they're not going to come here. So it works again in the same way, just for protection. And I'm sure you could use them small scale herding, like of your chickens, but I don't know, that's kind of crazy. But so the next role, I think that one's probably the most important role. The next one is they can actually fertilize plants. So if you have like hardy perennial crops, trees, fruit trees and bushes and stuff like that, they'll fertilize those, because, you know, my dogs love to pee on those things and it's kind of gross, but dog pee has a ton of nitrogen and other nutrients in there that perennial crops, you know, trees love. And it's not a coincidence that dogs like to pee on trees. You know, nature, I mean, that's evolved through nature. They help fertilize the trees of the forest. So that is a big role as well. And you can compost their poop if you want to. I haven't started doing that yet, but probably in the future. And you know, just one more thing I have to say on that is I haven't used fertilizer for my trees at all. I've only mulched them this year, the first year they're in. I've seen prolific growth. I mean, it's crazy. I did not expect that. I've got figs on my fig tree. It's 1 year old. I don't even know how that's possible, but it's there, and I know you're supposed to pick them, but I'm gonna leave them because I don't even know if this fig is gonna make it through our winter here. But so that's kind of their main roles, I would say. Protection and herding being the most important, and then they can also fertilize. All right, so as far as incorporating them into your system, one thing you can do is when you're establishing plants like this blackberry here, you can see I've got the cage on it, but I've also got these cinder blocks around it, and these are just acting as a barrier around the radius, which protects them from bulldozing it, number one, when they're running around like madmen, and also just kind of keeps them away from the plant so they don't hurt it. So that's one aspect. And you know, you could just go with all perennial hardy plants if you wanted to, like trees and shrubs, and that'd be fine. You could just let them free range. But you know, I want to incorporate some more tender plants like native flowers and wildflowers and things along those lines, some nitrogen fixing ground cover. So basically my plan, what I'm going to do here soon, very soon in the future, is create a swale walkway that actually catches the runoff from one side of my roof I'm gonna put it into this walkway and bring it around, and then it's gonna run along a hugelkultur mound over there. But the plan is to basically run fencing, small fencing, maybe 2 or 3 feet, kind of along the walkway. And what that is going to do is keep the dogs out of my area, or at least let them know to stay out of there. And they can jump that, but I'll just train them to not jump it. And so they'll know, okay, you can't go in that area, but they'll still have the, you know, they can run around all the walkways. And then I'll keep an area over here. You know, I'll kind of keep some area where they can free range and run around. But as far as this, you know, I'm gonna have just all my areas where I'm gonna be planting other plants, you know, guilds around these things like nitrogen fixing plants and wildflowers and stuff. That's basically gonna be fenced off, and there's still gonna be plenty of room for them to run around. I'm just gonna basically fence off the trail throughout my food forest, and then leave other space for them to run around. And then they can, you know, like I said, they can still run around the trail, which is fine with me. You could do a higher fence too if they wouldn't learn to stay out of it, and then just put a gate there. But anyway, that's all I've got for now, guys. If you like this video, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.